back with DMC1. We're coming up on the end here. Final act. And we're gonna start with getting a couple of these purple orbs. And then I might get Cook 13 too. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna get here in a moment. So this one is kind of annoying. There's a secret mission right after the start here, which normally isn't so bad, but the way you access it is kind of stupid. So you gotta fly over it. If you platform and you don't, as long as you don't fall into the abyss below, you're good. I've gotten better at DMC1 platforming, but it's not ideal. Like, it is pretty stiff, the jump and everything. And it could be better. So my recommendation is honestly just get double trigger, fly over, and you need to get you need to have enough double trigger to reach this thing, because then you reach up here, and then after that you just fly back over, and it's all good. And that's it for that secret mission. So. And no orbs for any of those, huh? No, there's nothing in there. Actually, is there anything in here? I never actually bothered to check. No, nothing. Maybe like orbs. Oh, I think yeah, there's like an infinite enemy spawner here, but like as far as actual useful stuff, there's nothing. If you stick around, like more enemies will show up, but you really want to go up here. And there's another one of those sadly broken effects in this version. The painting is supposed to have like a ripple effect on it. I don't mean to keep like harping on it, but it just is a shame that there's a much better looking version of the game that is just not as easily accessible or easily available. I wouldn't say that this is like the worst HD remaster by any stretch, but it's not too bad. The only real benefits are, I guess, widescreen is nice, and it's nice to not have to use a hack to play with decent controls if you're not playing the Japanese version. But yeah, otherwise it kind of leaves something to be desired. At least it's not the Silent Hill HD collection. I mean, good God. I know both cases of both this and they didn't have the complete, like, finished code for the game, apparently. But in the Silent Hill HD collection, like, at a certain point, you have to wonder if it's even worth re-releasing it with how bad it is there. Like, at least this is... It's not ideal, it's at least mostly fine. Like, I'm willing to bet a lot of people don't even know that your basic combo is already, like, visually broken here. Because the million stats here, the blur effect from this is all gone. Guns are supposed to also have kind of more stylized effects, but just sadly not working in this version. It's the most easily noticeable with the handguns, but with the shotgun and all the other ones, it's true. And as shotguns, apparently this guy has one, so I'm gonna get rid of him. So this part. This is the bane of my existence, because this is a timing problem. Yeah, there we go. I forget in the old playthrough if I got this in one go or not, but I'm not getting it here, that's for sure. Oh, good. You only have to do it 3 times, but it's just like, ugh. And this part, the controller, like the rumble on it is ridiculous. I love, I've kind of been talking about this with a couple friends of mine, but I love a lot of old games from this era, how many of them use like the same sound library for their like stock sound effects. Like I think every one of those sounds that was in that scene a second ago was also in Clock Tower 3. If not Clock Tower 3, then Haunting Ground. I mix the two up sometimes, but the point is they're in a bunch of other games, and I remember hearing a bunch of them in those games. We were talking about in what game was it the other day? I think it was DMC3 actually. Like one of the effects in that is in Xenogears. I normally don't have this much trouble with the platforming, so I don't know what's going on here. Also, I just realized I don't know why I'm platforming at all. I have the double jump. You can get up there super easily. Gotta get with the program. That was pointlessly difficult because I could have easily just jumped over it, but you know. Normally I'd prefer to go into this with full health, but I mean, we'll make do with what we got here. Alright, door won't open. You gotta use the Quicksilver. This is probably the coolest entrance for a boss in this game.
A man with guts and honor. I like that. But it's a shame you serve Mundus.
Like it's no surprise at all that Nello is the standout from this game. As we're gonna see here, also goes on to become the standout of all the future games, and I already totally spoiled his identity, so I don't even know why I bothered pretending like this was a surprise at all. But yeah, this is interestingly, as Vergil, he gets a lot of new attacks, such as all these sword attacks he has there. If you have Rolling Blaze, it's really good against they're not quite the same as the ones he has in some of them are, but a lot of them are actually different than what he has in Devil May Cry 3, so that's pretty cool. But a lot of them are ones that would reappear and kind of become like the iconic Vergil set. Yeah, the third fight with Nello here, with Vergil, this fight's a lot harder than the first two. You can see I even was like about to die there at the end. If you have Meteor level 2, yeah, that's a pretty good opener. But because he actually will take a second and like kind of taunt you at the start if you don't do anything. So you can get a attack in there, but level 1, you can see it didn't really do a lot of damage.
Vergil, Dante, happy birthday.
Wow! I want chocolate! No, I want chocolate!
Trish, Vergil has been defeated. You know what you must do. Now go.
Yes, Master.
I kind of don't know why they included that little scene there. Like, I get it, it sets up that, like, Trish is gonna betray you, but I think it would have been a little bit more, surprising, I guess, if, you know, you just didn't see her again until, or, like, the next time you see her, she actually betrays you, but, it's neither here nor there. You know what? We'll get Round Trip to show it off. Because it's a lot easier, or it looks pretty cool with the weapon we're getting here. I still didn't get Magnet. That's crazy. Well, I mean, I didn't get Vortex either. Okay, whatever. I'll worry about getting the other moves afterwards. I think we're at a pretty good state as far as health and Devil Trigger goes. Devil Trigger won't matter in a second once we get what we're about to get here. And the useless Force Edge sword that really just looked cool. And now it's the most powerful sword you have. And it's, how does it become more powerful? Well, it turns into Soul Edge. Interestingly, you can kind of see it in the little menu there. You can actually still use Force Edge, like as its just default state. You don't get Stinger when you use Force Edge, which is kind of weird. But it's basically the progression of the weapons is actually really similar to Onimusha, which was another game that came out. It came out the same year actually, like a little bit earlier. But it was basically like you have your basic sword, then you get the lightning version of your sword, which is just all around better. You get a fire weapon that's heavier, does more damage, and then you get a kind of spear thing. Now I know Sparda's a sword, but if you use Stinger, it's like a spear. If you use Round Trip, which you just hold the attack button, it turns into a kind of scythe thing. So it's a pretty cool weapon. And your 5-hit combo now has the little Stinger attack at the end. So that's pretty cool. And then if you use the million stabs, it goes into full spear mode. So pretty cool weapon. Unfortunately, as you can see by the health bar, you can't use Devil Trigger when you use Sparda. So it's a bit of a trade-off. It is more powerful, but you do lose access to that. Also, the more infuriating, you can't double jump. And I'll just show here, like, Round Trip, it works way faster. It's not the same unarmed as Ifrit. Like, it is a different different attack string. So I'll show Sparda off for like one mission, and then we're going back to Oh, also, I made a mistake on one of my old. I don't remember if it's the one that's uploaded right now or not, or if it's a really old one that isn't uploaded anymore. I do just have it saved. I can upload it, I guess, if people care, but it's not really good. Don't use Nightmare with Sparda. You don't have Devil Trigger, it's not going to charge at all. So this is actually gonna be the end of swimming sections coming up here soon. I know we're all very sad to see it go, but you know, look forward to it coming back in a big way in Devil May Cry 2. That'll be wonderful. Do I still have? No, I don't. Okay. It's kind of funny, a couple missions ago you had like 1,000,000 items, but they're all gone now. I forget, does action list? No, it only lists Alistair and Ifrit, and then normal are... Yeah. It tells you how to roll and all that stuff, yeah. The move list in this could be a little bit better, if I'm being honest. Like, it doesn't quite tell you how to do all this stuff. Gotta appreciate the 333 orb count there while it lasts. Anyway. I like how the water is just like a wall here for some reason. This blue over here is weird. You like get caught on the ledge there. Goal, of course, being to hatch it and get the Philosopher's Chicken. And here there's another blue orb fragment. So, let's get that. So there's a very strange looking wall. I like how you can kind of see past it, but there's more hallway that they probably just didn't want to model. And then here, okay. This thing's the Umbrella logo, right? Like, you all see it. That definitely feels like one of those, things that was just left in. I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be. It sure looks like it. I know I said I'm gonna use Sparda, but use Alistair for this part. I'll switch back to Sparda. This is not. might just leave Ifrit on, because like a nightmare with the way that it works. It's not really the best idea to use Sparda, but on normal it doesn't really matter that much, but the problem with fighting Nightcrawler is it's a very awkward boss to navigate around. It's not really the most cooperative. Back with Devil May Cry 1. This is coming up on the end. I know I've been saying that for a little while now, but like this time it's actually getting really close to it. So I will get Vortex. I know I've been putting it off. So now we have the full move list. I don't have everything upgraded, but now. Magma Drive is just that. It's okay as a launcher. I don't really use it that much, to be honest with you. It's fine, like it works, but I don't know. There's something about Ifrit where I just forget to use launchers with it. It just turns into charged punches and kick 13. I imagine it's like actually super good, and I'm just not using something that would be a great help, but now we get to go to the mirror realm. And so this is where, yeah, if you come over to the shop, it doesn't actually work. Orbs have no use here. I don't think there's anything up here. No. And, now, outside here, you can see that blue orb over there. This is one of the trickier ones to get. Because it's at a kind of a weird height. I love these enemies, they're so creepy. They have this weird, like, massive form. They're probably the most Resident Evil, like, reminiscent enemy in the game, because you can see they have this big eyeball on the side of them. They kind of like let it. They have an attack where it kind of comes out, and go a little explosive. Or something to that effect. You can kind of stun lock with the shotgun. It's pretty deadly against them. Just be careful, after they die, they have this little eruption. And it will hurt you when you're like, well, I mean, it's too late now. But if I went near that, like a little bit closer, you can't get hurt by that. So it would really suck if you were, say, like playing Dante Must Die or something, you get like really hurt by them, but you win the fight, but then you get killed by that afterwards. So just be careful. Unfortunately, this is another case of like weird visual effects not working. I don't know why I shot there. When you shoot, you do get a little extra distance. So sometimes I'll do that when I jump, but that was not a place I really needed to be doing that. Also, I just realized there's like a face here. But like the top of the screen, there's a bit of screen too. There is a orb up here, that's why I'm trying to get up here. But Dante is just not grabbing the ledge. There we go. Through here. I'll try to get over it again, but if I fall down, there's actually something to talk about down there. Oh, I can actually make it back here. Yeah, some of the platforms are probably this. I forgot to mention earlier, but in the kind of underwater skull room, you can see a crashed B-52, or like something that looks like a B-52 anyway. I don't know if it's necessarily that exactly, but it looks like it. So this castle's kind of interesting because it's like there's obviously it's like medieval fantasy castle, and you can read in the library. There's a ton of like books about how it was constructed and how it was used in its time, but there was clearly more modern people have come here too. Like, I mean, you get a bunch of guns from here. There's all sorts of like modern vehicles, like a plane and a bomber that's in the ocean. So it's a very interesting setting, and it's about to get a hell of a lot more interesting because the final area of this game is insane. It's not, and I gotta quite get the full picture of it in this mission here coming up, but you see it more after that. But this mission is brutal when you're playing it for the first time. Like, this is probably the hardest fight in this series, I would say. At least the first, like, when you're new to it. On a first playthrough across all the games. So my advice is remember how you fought Nightmare the previous times, and just play very carefully, because you're gonna see, but the arena is not optimal for you.
Dante!
It looks awesome, but
Dante! Help me!
Trish!
when you talk about being locked in a room with a powerful demon, this is like locked in a room. A very small room.
Trish! Stay back!
So let's get this out of the way first. I'm very glad that it went for that first, because it has some other tricks this time, including it has this weird net that it puts around you sometimes. So you gotta be very careful of that. You have to slash your way out of it. And it can kind of put its little like spikes down on it, stuff like that. It's a very dangerous fight. Nello here, that's Nello. He's over here. That's... But yeah, Night Nerds lives up to the name. On normal, he's not too bad. Hard mode is definitely tougher. Dante must die. This is, like I said, this is one of the most brutal fights in the series. So. I keep accidentally not charging it. And then, of course, when you get to low health on the thing, that's when Trish decides, oh, now's the time. Which makes sense, but
You
it's just
fool!
like,
You're so easy.
Trish!
on the higher difficulties, it's really on it. It's like,
Humans.
you really
What
feel
sweets.
betrayed. 'Cause
You
it's
should
just,
know better than
like,
to trust
you're
a
already having
stranger.
a rough time,
Your
and now
presence
it's
has become a
about to get a
hindrance to
lot
my
worse.
master's bloody scheme. Now die!
So Trish doesn't do a whole lot, but she will zap the ledge that you go by. Zaps that you have for a while. Now Nightmare 3, you have to destroy both of the cores here. So. At this point, things get pretty nuts. Everything you got. Yeah. Like I said, normal, not too bad unless it's your first time through. Then you're probably gonna have trouble. But once you know what you're doing, it's not too bad on normal. On hard and Dante Must Die, this is still pretty good. So. But it's still totally possible to get through it. So, just play carefully. Should have no problem.
Dante! Dante, why did you save my life?
Because you look like my mother. Now get out of my sight. The next time we meet, it won't be like this.
Dante!
Don't come any closer, you devil! You may look like my mother, but you're nowhere close to her. You have no soul. You have the face, but you'll never have her fire!
You two have nailed me, Trish. You know the rules.
Alright. It's getting pretty tense now. It's so, things are so rough, we got a C rank, that was pathetic. Alright. I'm gonna cut the recording off here. Come back, and next time should be the last part. So, look forward to that.